And I learned a lesson there that I have to just not only love her, but I need to like her.
Yeah.
And that is where the work is. That's why guys end up leaving their marriages while they're in it, by the way, because they like something else.
If you're not aware that process is inevitable, don't get married. Don't do it. Your wife is going to change.
She's going to change.
She's meant to change, just like you. And so you need to be able to adjust your choosing, because life is choosing.
There are things that in my marriage only got solved because we are friends. Had we not been friends, we would be, and I dare say, divorced.
Sure.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to That Husband Podcast with me, Black Newborn. Here we are husbands who aren't where we want to be, but certainly are not where we used to be. We are imperfect, always failing forward, trying to know better so that we can do better.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome to That Husband Podcast with me, Black Newborn. This is where husbands try to know better so that we can do better. Before we jump into this episode, we want to thank everybody who's been supporting us. If you are new, there's one way you can support us, and that's hitting that subscribe button. But maybe a second way as well. Hit that notification bell so that you're updated on every single episode we drop every Wednesday at 11:30. If you're a regular, please continue buying us coffee. You can click on the link in our comment section and buy us as many coffees as your heart desires, because it energizes us to keep on making more of this content. Second way you can support us is by booking me as a speaker or an MC or facilitator for your next event. If you want me to come as a speaker to speak on anything pertaining theology, relationships, or culture, the intersection of all three things, drop us an email at blacknewborn, at blacknewborn.com. That's booking at blacknewborn.com. The husband that's sitting across the table from me today, good man. Dibs on one.
Good on you, bro.
I'm chilling.
Sure.
Nah, that's cool, brother. Man, thank you for pulling through, bro.
Man, it's a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's an honor, actually.
Sure,
it's an honor, bro.
No, the streets were sending in DMs, emails, and the streets were saying, "Y'all better, y'all better. If you don't get this gent in, I don't know. This that husband thing is not real." Because this guy is that husband.
These streets, is it the recently changed ones or the old names?
Boy, no, these ones are new. Effing new.
No, man, I'm honored to be here.
Sure, bro.
Sure, yeah. I think it's a blessing, actually.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to sit across on this, be invited into this room, just to come and speak.
Sure.
Yeah, but thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Call you Black Newborn, Lord of the Rings.
Cheers.
Because this man brought a whole lot of guys with rings in one space. It's too dope, bro. I call you Lord of the Rings.
That's fire, bro. I'm gonna change my handle.
Yeah, man.
For those who know, you know. If you don't know, forget about it.
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah.
Nah, it's dope, man. Appreciate that, bro. Man, before we jump into chats, we're compiling a resource.
Yes, sir.
To give to husbands who don't have community, guys who are despondent about the Institute of Marriage. I mean, off camera, we're having chats about how, not a lot of people respect the Institute of Marriage, or not a lot of people are getting married.
Yeah.
And part of that is, for us who wear the jersey of marriage, to represent marriage well, to give marriage good PR. And so we want to give that resource to guys to encourage them, to want to get married. And so we're asking our guests to help us define what a husband is. So with you're close to a PhD because you're 6 years.
I'm 6 years.
You're hitting your masters.
Yeah.
You're a master.
After 5, but you can give me advice.
Yeah.
Before 5 years, shut up.
Yeah, too late. Other people say 40.
Yeah. 40?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, man. Before you hit 40 years, hlala phansi, dog. So I'm like, okay, I'm 30 years away.
Yeah. That's a lot.
In fact, I prematurely started this podcast. I should have
waited 30 years.
30 more years, bro.
Yeah, that's as long as Jesus was alive. So. In 3 years more, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
yeah.
a long time.
So,
Yeah.
what would you say a husband is, bro?
Bro, I know that we usually we give maybe our ideas about what a husband is. I looked at the the definition
Sure.
of a husband, watching your episodes as you ask the other guests,
Yeah.
and I realized with the the word is broken into two. So the word hus, H-U-S, it's actually, it means home or house. And the band part means management. So a husband is actually a person that is supposed to be managing his household.
Sure.
Another definition says prudently and economically. And there's something that you real clearly say that, husbands must be at home. Yeah. Angazi ukuthi housewives buyavantana, but it seems like we're the ones that are supposed to be at home.
Come on, bro.
So I feel a husband has to be someone that, and prudently means cautiously. It means, with great care, and delicately. So a person that looks at his home or his house and takes care of every single aspect of it. Because when you say you have a housekeeper, it means that the alarm system is cool. They'll take care of that. They'll take care of the coffee that needs to be made. The guest will be shown to their bedroom and etc. So all the runnings of the home literally is what a husband is supposed to be. So I say kishin, that's where we are supposed to be. So every single part of who, or rather what a household needs, it's your responsibility to make sure that it is taken care of perfectly. But not only that, cautiously, not only that, but delicately. So this includes everyone that is in the house. A husband is not just a person that is married to someone, but how do I take care of her? Do I take care of her cautiously, prudently, carefully, delicately? If I have a daughter like I do, and she comes and Daddy, I want to play. I know you don't like play. Daddy, I want to
I'm struggling.
play. I know,
but I
but
don't like it. It's a struggle, dog.
praying with you, my brother. we want God to get you there. How am I as a husband? Am I taking care of that prudently, delicately? So I think a husband is not just a person who's married, but it's the one that brings the provision, and prudently makes sure that he runs the household. And according to obviously a mandate. And I mean, God gives us the mandate to say, here's how you should run the household. You're the head. So think, see, hear, smell, taste,
Speak.
Speak, and make sure that you think as well, have vision, see ahead, and etc. So all the responsibility lies with you. A husband is literally, I would say, an icon of responsibility.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I know we can wrap this season up.
Asambin.
Wrap this episode
Shortest
up.
episode out.
No, the shortest and most powerful. Done.
Yeah, bro.
An icon of responsibility, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Should put that on a t-shirt. We should, though.
Dope.
That's fire, man. You speak with much wisdom, much clarity about what a husband is, and you've only been in it for 6 years.
For 6 years, yeah.
Where do you get this wisdom from, man? There's guys who are 5 years and are like, Mfana, I am still trying to figure out if I said I do yesterday, last week, or I'm still gonna say I do. Sheesh, man.
No, man, I don't think I can attribute it to say to anything specifically.
Yeah.
I think marriage, to start with, because I mean, I became a husband because I got married. I think that is kind of obvious.
True.
Even though some people call themselves husbands,
Hey, bitch. We work hard for these labels. Hard.
Yeah. So I think it's because I've lived the Christian life.
Sure.
I've lived a life that honors God. I don't want to say Christian because now I'm putting a label in it. I've lived a life that honors God since I guess I took him as my Lord and Savior. So once you honor that and you take that as a life that you actually live and not something to achieve,
Sure.
I think God then bestows wisdom and knowledge.
It's good, bro.
Direction. He gives you understanding, and as you grow, go to tertiary and you're part of SEO, you're given the mandate. Now you're an intercessor. You must lead intercession.
Sure.
My heart was always that I cannot lead people to where I've never been.
Sure.
So even in prayer, you make sure that you lead people where you've been with God.
Yeah.
You can't stand in front of people and tell them what to pray for when you have not heard what God has said that you should be praying for. So for me, it has always been I think God is a very important subject. And not subject lesienza is but literally the biggest subject and the most important subject that can ever exist.
Yeah.
To a point where even other subjects, once to define themselves and say, hey, we don't believe in God, still mentioning him inside the definition of who they are. It's shot at them. As they don't believe in God. Something else. So I just honestly think that it's that journey and just loving to know who he is, discovering who he is, seeing him come through for you, and sometimes seeing him not come through for you. And having to still love him, and then he shows you why he didn't come through. So missed opportunities that are really great. So I think for me, life has always been there to say, I just honor God and listen to what he says continually. So I don't think that the wisdom is because I read a whole lot of books.
Come on, man.
The Israel period type of
anointing.
Anointing. That man reads, man.
It does, man.
But I honestly think it's just continually just seeking God and just living according to
that's fine, bro.
To what he has given us.
Yeah, you speak with such an intimacy of your relationship with him.
Yes, sir.
And closeness. At least that's coming from what you're saying now. And part of what the streets were saying about you and your kind of love towards your wife is evident now in what you're saying. Because the streets were like, man, this guy loves his wife.
Who are these streets?
He loves his wife like we've never seen anybody love, and he makes it a point to not just remind himself, but announce it to us who are watching. That he truly admires, prioritizes, cares for his wife. And I think what you said was right, so there's no way in leading people where you haven't been.
Yes, sir.
And so if you've been to the depth of your relationship with God and seen him in times when, you realize, man, I don't have anything. This guy is my everything, then there's a pouring that you receive from him so that you can go outpour to others,
Sir.
And similarly, you outpouring very well. Not perfectly so, because you're human.
Yeah.
But you're pouring well, man, towards your wife.
Yeah.
Did you see that growing up? Is she just so beautiful that she inspired you? Or something? Is it something that you learn as you're walking with the Lord? Essentially, what I'm asking, man, is why are you passionate about your wife this much?
Sure, bro. I think growing up, okay, my mom and dad have modeled a beautiful relationship.
Sure.
And my dad has loved my mom consistently. Dad, proper Sotho man, marries a Zulu wife who has a child.
Sure.
This is in the 80s, early 80s.
Sure.
Suganaye, and they go to Soweto. If you would know Soweto at the time, Inkatha and the ANC were not really friends. So if you're a Zulu, you're kind of looked down on the time because, the assumption is that you're part of Inkatha tribes and whatnot. But the dare my dad had to love a Zulu woman who has a child and allow that child to grow to a point where, well, they didn't tell us until we turned 18. My brother had his time when he turned 18 and me, right?
No way. And what's the gap between you guys?
My brother's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he turned 18, they told him that, hey, your sister.
So he didn't even know himself?
No, you didn't know. None of us knew.
You guys just grew up like siblings?
Bro, my sister's name is Klingu. My brother's name is Tebogo. Mine is Tebogo. For whatever reason.
Who's the firstborn? Your
my
brother.
My sister
is
the first.
So Klingu was
yeah,
okay, I see.
But for whatever reason.
So she knew though?
She knew.
Okay.
And so it's almost like she has this amazing dad. Who loves her effortlessly. And the way he displayed love, Timer, was amazing because we didn't even question the name. But her name is Zulu and ours is... It was a matter of my dad is so liberal that he allowed my mom to name my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the model of love in Tlini has always been really amazing. I won't lie. Timer loved my mother and still does very well. They're like two peas in a pot. You see them everywhere, wherever they go. And I mean, now probably hitting almost 40, 45, I think, years in marriage. Because their marriage is as old as my brother.
Shout outs to them.
But they've been together, I mean, probably longer than that.
Yeah.
So I think I saw that in Tlini and it became a template, right? And rules were there. You don't bring a girlfriend, like in Tlini. You don't hang around with girls and etc. So you grow up and they're like, well, the template is the Bible, and there's nothing else that you're gonna do outside these boundaries. This is who we are, and that's what we do. Like So I see how my dad loves my mom, loves the kids, and I'm like, this is all I know.
Yeah.
So at some point, one of the neighbors' wife fights with the husband, and a gate and whatnot. They fight and whatnot, and now the wife is chasing the guy because the guy was a bit intoxicated. Out. That was the first time I saw violence.
Wow.
How
old are you at that point?
Yeah, I think I'm 10.
Okay.
At that point. And this is when you realize, so there can be something like this. What? So the model of love has always been really good.
It's crazy.
And I think then that obviously became a template of, this is how my DNA is almost woven. I don't know how to be violent. I don't know how to be snacks. I don't know how to, shy flate, or, disrespect a woman. This is not in me.
I see stratmate.
In fact, you are the
model citizens.
You guys are the ones that we want to be like. You're the example. For example, abantwana balapha. So you grow up in such an environment and you look forward to one day I will date. My sister doesn't date recklessly, even herself. The first person that she brings home is the person that is the husband today.
Wow.
My brother doesn't date recklessly.
Wow.
Person that he brings in, he becomes the wife. So the model is clear. With Esan,
you're the last born.
I'm the last born.
Flop. Yeah.
I don't know mangfuna. Unfortunately, I flopper because these people have done really well.
Yeah.
So when I have a chance now to find someone and I find my wife, after a few frogs. Hey.
All of us.
All of you.
Now are you someone's frog?
Yeah. Or even worse. then you find a person that really honors who God is in you. A person that gives you a space to become you. When I met my wife, weirdly enough, I got sick, and which is weird.
You sick with love?
No, sick. Physically sick.
Yeah, sick.
Because I think my body had been pumping adrenaline for a while.
Sure.
Because of obviously the previous relationship that I was in, and I thought, yeah, this is the one. And man, I didn't realize that I was in a toxic relationship
Before your wife.
before her.
Sure.
So when she got into my life, here I am now. Hey man, I'm right. But biologically, if you've been keeping stress and all of that, your body pumps with adrenaline and etc. And once that is no longer, then you're not using the adrenaline anymore. There's a readjustment now all of a sudden. But here's this person that loves you so much. You're like, but I don't know a type of love like this.
Like this, man.
Aren't you supposed to kind of stress me out?
Sure.
Aren't you supposed to?
Sure.
Because you're kind of used to the toxicity. You've even made it very, normal. But my wife loves me from the type of, music I like to the type of godly content I consume or who I want to be.
Sure.
She pushes you to become the man that you need. This is dating stage, by the way. This person loves the way you look. Can I kiss? Black. We are blamed that.
Now I'm gonna notice.
Now you're gonna notice. We are blamed. My Sundays are really short. It's because of us. Kiss. I'm like, how do you love me? And she loves that. She loves the person I am. But more than anything, she prays and she sees the future me. Bro, all I can do is reciprocate.
Yeah.
And if I have to reciprocate, hey man, I'm gonna beat you at your game. If you love me this much, so this is.
Sure.
I was given the mandate to love you whenever to respect.
And submit.
So I can only give her every single fiber that I can.
Man.
And marrying her was really an honor because then I get to do this marriage thing with her. And I can do it. I want to do it only once. So if I'm going to do it once, I'm going to open the door for you every single time we approach the car. To a point where even when I'm with my boys, I find myself on the passenger side trying to open the door and like flipping egg. Close the door. Because it has become habit to show chivalry to her, and not only that, to just love her at her love language, to make sure that I love her to the point that there is no other reason that she can find to say, hey, maybe, I doubt that you love me. So all I can do, bro, is show her that. So I think my wife is really, she's really amazing.
Still, bro.
And easy to love. Very particular, I must say. But really, really, really amazing person to love,
Still, man. We need to unpack more of that. But something just piqued my curiosity when you were chatting there. So you come from a home where love is, public. Parents are not, loving each other behind closed doors only. But you see it. You see it with the older brother. You see it with your older sister. And so, in some sense, you have a textbook. Of how good marriages are supposed to look like and what love is, and you're feeding from some of that now, obviously, in your marriage. But before you met your wife and you have this love textbook from your family, you spoke about how you were in a toxic relationship, but you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
How do you end up there, with an open textbook? And
bro,
and this side of the toxic relationship, you can clearly see, man, this is love. This is, the same kind of well that I was drinking from at home. But in between, you ended up in strange corners.
Here's the sad thing about that strange corner, as you call it. It's literally clothed in what I wanted.
Okay.
So sindisiwe, thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
You know, and you're thinking, this is it. I'm for this. But the pressures that are coming, you realize with Diamond, maybe something is not really right,
Sure.
you know? And I think for me, the hardest thing is then finding out, okay, well, cheating is what you ended up with, you know, when you find out that, okay, so you are seeing someone else. This is after 4 years of a solid relationship.
No way, bro.
No
way.
4 full years of investment.
Sure.
So you're thinking, I'm marrying this person. This person is gonna be my person. Then you find out that no, actually, you are just a contender. And here's the sad thing. I think what broke me was the fact that the guy was married. He had kids. And yeah, so all I could say was, listen,
Sure.
I can't compete with a married man because I'm not married. I can't compete with him as well because I don't have kids. I can't give you the security that he has because he probably has houses and right. I'm still coming up and trying to find myself, and clearly I'm not your type. And that's how it kind of ended. Because
tough,
yeah. So I think a lot of people become what you want them to be, and she became that. If you want me to be a churchgoer, born again, hey, I'll be that. You know, but in the corners, as you call them, hey,
I'm not that man.
I'm not that person.
Sheesh.
And I was sad how I also found out. I don't want to talk about it, but
That's fine,
I think it was heartbreaking to finally realize that, oh, okay, this person is even your boss. Okay, cool.
Sheesh,
right? So you find yourself in those corners that this person has always been what you thought they were.
Yeah.
And only to find that flip, they're not that. And it had to end, and I had to make sure that I am with a person that will love me for me. You know,
that's good, man.
my complexion and all of that. And then that's how so I think the template, yes, it's amazing, but people can actually wear exactly you know, the facade,
the label,
and become what you want them to be, so that they can just be you know, yours.
Yeah, that's a good caution, man.
Yeah,
it's a good caution, especially in how foggy the dating streets are now. People can morph and become what you want them to be. And that's why I think we need to increase our level of accountability.
100%.
And I always say to people, man, date in community, don't date in isolation. You know? And what dating in community means is, I'm not dating this person online or wherever we met. See that song, okay? But what I'm going to do is, they bring in their community, I'm bringing in my community. There should be clear lines of communication that cut across
100%.
communities. So I should have access to your friends, your family, and vice versa. If you're part of a church community, can I have access to those guys as well? Can I go in and ask questions? You know, when we go out, can we go out in a group? Can I see how you are with your friends? See how I am with my friends? You know, if I'm a guy, I want to see how my future prospect is with her brothers, if she has brothers, if she has a dad, if she has uncles, if she has male leaders at church. How is she, you know, when it comes to leadership, and vice versa? She must see how I treat my sisters, how I treat my mom, how I treat
100%.
you know, the women at church.
So
I'm like, if you want to get married, there's plenty of time for you guys to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? But right now, I'm like, just use this as a season to probe and find out and really establish good grounds
That's true.
So that when you actually walk down the aisle, you know what you're saying I do to.
Yeah.
You know, and you're sober.
Yeah.
You're not just blinded by feelings and romance, man. You know, so I'm like, dating in community, highly, highly important.
Yeah.
And I would say, do that. You know, people, this is boring. I'm like, fine, it was over. You're gonna die, Joe.
Yeah.
Than for your marriage to be boring in ways that are detrimental.
That's so
right?
true.
So dating community, man. And I know some people might push back on this because they've tried it and they've had toxic communities and people
100%.
are trying to invade and you know, throw in their opinions, etc., etc. And I'm like, sure, I get that.
Yeah.
Remove all of that, but when it's done right, I think it does protect the future couple.
It does.
And it truly helps them, you know.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that, man.
No, pleasure, man. And to your point, I mean, dating in community is something quite brilliant, but sadly, luckily we live now in modern church where you have access like that.
Yes.
Certain churches didn't allow you to.
No, they didn't,
have.
bro.
You're not gonna meet the in-laws with nobody. You know what I mean? So you don't see the flaws of what or who you are actually going to be getting married to. Those are closed doors that you will never see, and you only see them once you say I do, and then you meet the family. Then it's rough. It's downhill from there because now all of a sudden it's not what you signed up for. It's exactly how the words will then come up to say this is not what I wanted initially. So I think we are so privileged that now we get a community like churches and stuff where you can actually have a safe space where you can meet the person, see the person, see how they interact with other people and different genders as well, and etc. But in very confined spaces or rather with churches with big rules and whatnot, it just deals with you. You'll find out ukuthi umyeni wakho nkosikazi wakho ubani only after you've said yes. And I think that was probably some of the mistakes that have been done by the church generally in the previous times, and now that we have that liberty, probably helps a lot of us. And these dating apps, people have to get off these things, man. Because you don't know these people,
bro.
They literally put up what you want.
Yeah.
So you will become a favorite or a match of some sort. Yeah.
How do you come out from that kind of relationship? Where do you get the strength? To move away? Where do you get the ability to even recognize that your wife is true love and what you actually need? And I asked this in light of June being Men's Mental Health Month.
Yes, sir.
Where South Africa is the leading country when it comes to male suicide. 2 years ago, I think there were over 13,000 suicides in South Africa. 13,000 and some change. And out of the 13,000, 10,000 were guys.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's how a lot of guys fade off.
Sure.
And part of that is some of the experiences you went through.
Sure, bro.
Where that's crushing. And man, it's hard. It's hard when you get robbed. Like getting cheated on as a guy.
Hey, bro.
Is and I don't want to. I'm not downplaying how it feels for women.
Yeah.
I'm not a woman. I know it's devastating. I know
for a guy.
In fact, I've been on other platforms and I've described cheating as demonic. That's all it is. It is evil, man. It's the most diabolical thing, right? But how it feels for a guy, man, like bakubamba inkunzi, Joe.
Yeah, bakuthathele point.
Yeah. And when you get robbed, afterwards you're like, man. Bengazibamba lezi Joe. Suddenly you Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
it's after the fact.
Yeah,
mara leza bengazibamba Joe.
Bengakhona.
Yeah, fine. Kube ngisale ngathi. You know what I mean?
At that time it's gone.
Yeah. You feel violated, you feel exposed.
Ooh.
You feel like your clothes are stripped, man, from you, you know, and you've been left in public for the whole world to see your bums.
Yeah.
You know, I remember we got broken into. Not directly, but somebody broke into our apartment.
Yeah.
It's 2 years into our marriage.
Sure.
We had a couple of robberies in the complex that we were staying in. Right, that was the last time I was like, "I'm pinned in the complex." Pinned it, right? And so now we're very cautious, locking, you know, putting extra measures, and then any of our valuables would like hide them away when we leave.
Yeah,
you know, so put the laptops.
Of course, yes.
And hide it behind blankets.
Yeah,
you know,
just so that none of abangenile.
Yes, it could deter the guy. If he steals, then I'm fine. You tried. You really tried, right? So one weekend, my wife goes. She's in Cape Town. She's performing there.
Yeah.
I take the car to the car wash. I'm like, hey, let me hide my wife's laptop particularly because I think we had just bought it for some graphic stuff. Whatever. Anyway, go to the car wash, come back. Walk in the house, everything is fine, everything is normal. Laptop gone. No windows broken, no doors broken, nothing. Literally, a ghost walked in, went straight to the closet. Move, I lay a pezu.
You were sleepwalking. I
stole my own.
I stole your laptop. What?
Bro, I remember standing in the room and I felt naked, man.
Yeah.
I felt exposed.
Yeah.
I felt like, I was like, I didn't even do anything, but I felt shame.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first time in my marriage where I understood when my wife said to me, I don't want solutions. I just want a hug.
Yeah.
Right. At that moment, I was like, fine, I don't want no one to tell me about insurance. Insurance is gonna pay it. Don't tell me, hey, we'll buy it. I don't care, dog. I just want a hug.
Yeah.
I just want a hug and I want to sleep, dog. Right?
Sure.
All that to say, feeling cheated on as a man.
Yeah.
Man, that thing strips you, bro.
Cheated on as a man and you were absolutely faithful.
Yes.
And you had all the options to cheat.
Yes.
But you decided, I want you and I'm going to stick to you.
Yes.
Bro, I was like, Adam, you got nothing on this nakedness. Nah, bro. You don't know what being naked is. I felt that.
Sure.
And then I think there was a day, you know, as Mama Cheetah, you deal with everything else, right? Here's your what, here's your what. Give you all the things that either belong to me or bring the things that belong. You deal with all of that, right? And once you're done, then you try to move on. And somehow it's now tough. And this is what rang in my head. I'm like, okay, so this is where the cul-de-sac is.
Sure.
Where guys then decide, now I'm going to be a what boy.
Yes.
And it would be justifiable.
Yeah.
Because
I'll never get hurt like this.
In 4 years that I've committed so much and I've given everything to, and I'm going to go back and become a faithful guy for what? Right? And that was tough. I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby.
Oh.
I cried. It's like you on that random Tuesday when you forgave your dad.
Yeah.
And Khalil and Dan.
Sure.
Khalil, and I realized that I'm not only crying, but I'm mourning this relationship because I realized how much I had given into it.
Fine.
It was everything that I was. I'd given my whole. The only thing that was left, Black, was for me to simply pay Lobola, and that was it. It's not like being in data and was beginning stage. No, you know what I mean. So it was tough dealing with the nakedness and the shame that came with that. But I understood that I also have a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Probably this is the first time I'm even speaking about this publicly.
Sure.
The responsibility of protecting her identity.
Yeah.
To say, no, things didn't work out.
Sure.
Pelele lap.
Bro, and fighting the need to defend yourself.
Bro.
And justify yourself.
Bro.
Man.
So that was tough for me to say, but I want to speak the truth. I want to tell
I'm
them not the problem here. I'm not the problem.
I'm a keeper, dog.
I'm a keeper. Tandu chasing attendance.
Yeah.
Look at my talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anyone would want to marry me. Joe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
God.
This is me. I can cook. I can do garden. I can also praise the Lord. Then at that time you're a drama. You are in the, you're part of, you're the thing, man. You're in leadership in church, or rather the SEO, and now you are moving and transitioning into new churches, and you're becoming in leadership there. You're the guy.
Fun.
You're leading a youth ministry. There's a senior pastor, and then there's like I'm a grade 8 and 8 to 11, 12. So you're the one who's responsible for those people. How the path is straight, it's clear. Tandu Jesu. Grandy.
Yeah. Who build the home?
When are you going? You want for so I think for me it broke me, bro. It broke me. Hence I said to you earlier that I really got sick when I met my wife, because now meeting her, I don't understand. I literally disqualified myself. I would die. When umuhle kanje. Wena
Uzongiphinda.
Awunamuntu wena. Angeke. I was like, never.
I've seen this thing before.
Uzongiphinda. She there was a time when her and I, when we were in the beginning talking stages, in her head, she had already made up her mind that this is my husband, this is my wife now. At that time, and I'm like, no, bro, no. No, not you. It's big. In my head, I'm like, this girl has a boyfriend. This girl is
beyond my league, man.
Oh, she's amazing. There's no way. That's how broken and naked and messed up I was to say that
gone.
I don't deserve you.
Wow.
There's no way that me, I'm the one that's going to be your forever. No ways, go. So dealing with that was really tough, because
how long did that take you?
Sure, bro. I think maybe 2 years into now the actual relationship with my wife. And I think at some point I was kind of overcompensating with it. Okay, even if young Lasha in the next year, I would have become now I'm showing you my talent now. That I would have become the perfect boyfriend that you've had. But yeah, and then if you leave, I'll get it, because I mean, from a broken relationship anyway.
I don't deserve anything good.
So that took a bit of time, and she kept saying that, bro, I'm here. And I really want to be with you,
man.
Right? And it takes so much from one to say, yo, okay, let's do this again.
Sure, man. And how long did it take you to believe your wife? Because she kept on reassuring you.
I think in the first year we dated, I said to her, hey, I want us to get married. She's like, whoa, the Lord, Papa. Folks at home are not gonna be happy about that.
Sure.
Was Lomuntu just for a year, now you're marrying them, So I think for me, I was ready.
Sure.
By the way, obviously from the previous relationship, I just didn't want to do this, dating thing anymore and whatnot. And I felt like you're the one, and I really want to build with you, and I see that. But it took me about maybe 2 years after being with her to say, you know what, bro, I believe you and I get it.
Sure.
Right. And I think let's be together and let me let go.
Yeah.
And allow you to really love me, the way that you are showing me, And I must say as well, I mean, she had her own insecurities as well. To say, do you want to move that quick? Do you want to marry me already? And, are you sure? But I think just those checks and balances were really needed.
Still, bro.
Just so that you make sure that you marry a person that is not only, your boyfriend, but is your best friend.
Yeah.
And then we built a beautiful friendship From the time we met until we actually got married.
What helped you in those moments? Because now you spoke about, leaving that relationship, being sure that your wife is the one that you want to be with.
Yeah.
Practically, what are some things that helped you see through the fog? Because one, you're coming in with so many insecurities, but you have the boldness and confidence to say, I want to marry you.
Friendship, Black. Friendship. I think if you can be who you are completely, without reservation, and I think that's the one thing that she allowed, and I guess she found the space as well with me. A lot of people walk into relationships, they don't walk into friendships, and the world has created a concept of friend zone, so that they can make sure that nobody gets married from friendship, in order for them to break up definitely in their marriage.
Are you fighting, dog?
Yo. They say friend zone. How do you friend zone me?
Man.
Let's look at the qualities of a friend zoned friend.
Man.
They're every single thing you want.
For marriage.
Sheesh.
But man, like, yeah, friend zoning is actually, bro, preventing people from getting married because they demonizing that thing, but not realizing that you need the friend zone to sustain you. Smack.
When you are in the friend zone, it means that I'm gonna tell you stuff that I probably wouldn't tell just anyone.
Yeah, because a boyfriend has to be perfect.
Boyfriend has to be perfect. Boyfriend actually is an actor.
Sheesh, bro.
He acts accordingly to the script.
I call him the best representative. Malume. Boyfriend Malume, too, because it comes with a suit. Petty Male right,
Sure.
you know?
Sure.
He's the best representative of you.
And he's a boy. See, your friend, you don't say my friend. Okay, I guess colloquially you say, hey, you're my boy. Yeah. But
friend zone is a friend.
He's a friend. It's not a boy. The qualities that you find in a friend zone, I honestly think friend zone is supposed to be such a beautiful, positive, amazing.
Let's make t-shirts.
Once and done.
All right, I belong in the friend zone.
Yeah.
All of me.
My wife friend zoned me.
Yes. And that's why we married for 11 years now.
This zone friendship. Because the thing is, and if you look at the conflict inside a friendship, let's go have coffee.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah, you know what I mean. You made me really angry, but you know I love you. Okay,
yes,
let's get over it because you're my friend. So the tolerance of negativity, even short lived.
Sure.
Don't go to sleep without forgiving each other. Don't hold grudges. These are all the qualities that you want inside friendship. So what helped me was this person. She took a photo, blasting henna, with Corey Henry in freaking Cape Town at a jazz fest.
Sure.
I'm like,
and then
I'm supposed to get that photo. I'm jealous.
Sure.
She was listening to Snacky Papi.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why are you there and I am here? I'm jealous.
Sheesh,
right?
Bro. Yeah.
She loves jazz. She loves jazz music. She knows music. She knows who Sade is. She understands the history of Lauryn Hill's music. She that's a friend I want.
Come on, bro.
So that in rooms when we speak about, iconic albums and music and culture, and because who are we going to be changing, Black? The people that know the music, people that listen to the music. So if you and I, Black, know nothing about it, Bifka, Kendrick, and Drake, we are useless.
We are useless to the culture.
To the culture. Friendship, bro. She won me over with friendship. Wow. She friendshiped hard. And I realized that the qualities that I saw there, I was like, I want to marry my best friend. It sounds cliche, but that's the person you want to marry.
Yeah.
Because that person is going to be angry at you for the shortest time. She's going to love you quickly. She's going to forgive you quickly. She's going to see the best version of you.
Sure, man.
And that's what she saw in me.
That's dope, bro.
That's what I saw in her. So we friendshiped really, really, really well, bro. Really well.
Man, that's fire, bro. That's fire, bro. Not to center myself, but we were friends for 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't intentional. You know, I thought we'd be friends forever. I mean, we are. We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. So there you go, forever.
Forever. Yeah, so that does illustrate your point.
Yeah.
But we were so committed to being friends. We made a pact that I was gonna be her maid of honor or man of honor.
Bro, that far.
At her wedding, and she was gonna be my best woman at my wedding. So I was like, girl, whoever I'm marrying must know that I'm coming with you, and vice versa. We stuck true to the promise.
Yeah,
because we were both at each other's wedding.
Yeah. And you were the best of both worlds, clearly.
Yes. So, but it was friendship, man. We were friends for 5 years.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just solid friends, man. Like,
yeah.
And for me, even there was no need to date my wife in community because I'd been in community with her for 5 years as a friend. Like solidly, solidly. So been to her house, seen how she is with her mom, her sister. I've seen her with other people. I mean, we had a major fallout in our third year in varsity.
Yeah.
Didn't talk for that whole year. So by the time we get married, we know what fighting is.
Yeah.
We know what being ugly towards each other
and
is.
Buttons are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we also know what fighting for each other is. Because it's in that year where she was like, man, I can't let go of my friend. And she fought herself and fought me for us.
Yeah.
That by the time I asked her to be my wife, I fought her so that I could convince her to be my wife. Because she wasn't buying it, She was just like, God, dog, I'm not wife material, dog,
Not me.
Yeah, not me, dog. You know? So but because we had exercised the muscle of fighting for each other.
Yes, sir.
That even in that moment, with all the craziness that's in my wife's head, she would have fought herself not to marry me, and she would have fought me to not fight for her, right? But because we fought before, she allowed for me to fight for her, because she's like, man, I remember fighting for you to be my friend again.
Sure.
So I can see you fighting for me to be your wife. I'm not going to fight you on that.
Yeah.
So she fought herself. And she allowed me to fight for her, So I'm like, man, just being friends and developing that muscle.
It's everything.
It's everything, bro.
It's really everything.
So, yeah, man, shout outs to you and shout outs to your wife, bro.
That's, man.
It's a crazy story, man, of how, she healed you. Yeah. She was part of your redemptive story.
Yeah.
And that's why the streets are not lying. I would kill you after hearing that story, and I'm like, why don't you love your wife as much? But the streets say you do, man. I see why, bro.
No, man, I
see why.
Honored.
Yeah.
I think maybe the awards I got in high school, from grade 8 until 11. I was actually a most well-mannered and well-behaved boy. Grade 12, I couldn't get it because I was the head boy.
Yeah.
So I think also that, man, speaks a lot because...
Hey, what's up? Black Newborn here from That Husband podcast, speaking to you about Beans and Bonds, our 5th edition. Can you believe it, man? We are on number 5. It's been so amazing to have Beans and Bonds and to have you in the room.
From number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it is happening again right here at Christchurch Midrand. What are we talking about, man? We are speaking about things that we could not say as boys. Now that we are men, now that we've been holding all these things, and unfortunately we are bleeding on our wives and everybody else around us, church, in our social environments, at the workplace, man, we need to come through and speak about things that have been so heavy in our hearts. Man, in light of all that's happening in June, from man's mental health to Father's Day to Youth Day, all of it packed in June. And so in light of that, we decided to focus on the blurry line between vulnerability and transparency. How can we encourage each other as men to move away from just saying facts about our lives, but move into a more in-depth space when it comes to our emotions and our mental health? How do we make sure that we get to that path together? And we have an incredible lineup. You guys have seen him on the podcast, DJ Mgabe Makabaza, dropping incredible gems. Man, we've interacted with him on TikTok, on Instagram. People have just been saying how incredible he is, how wise he is. And so he's going to be in the room. Sunny Jobotwana is also going to be there. Close friend of ours. She's an actress and she's going to be performing some amazing pieces for us on that day. Make sure that you are booking your seat right now. Invite somebody who you know will benefit from this conversation. If you're a husband, you a man, this is definitely for you. If you're a wife, you're aspiring to be married, but you know men who will definitely benefit from this, invite them into the room. Beans and Bonds happening right here at Christchurch Midrand, the 28th of June. We're starting at 9:30 and we'll finish at 1 p.m. Come through. It's going to be incredible. Just make sure that you are booking your spot. Book now, book now, book now, book now. All right, peace.
High school from grade 8 until 11. I was actually the most well-mannered and well-behaved boy. Grade 12, I couldn't get it because I was the head boy.
Yeah.
So I think also that, man, speaks a lot because we get forgotten easily because we're well-mannered and we were good guys.
Sure.
Siapora, we're good guys. And we get axed in, certain communities because we're good guys.
Sure.
To a point where, I'll make an example. One of my friends, actually, every single time, after seeing them at their house and we're leaving, he actually waits at the door and he watches me.
Open the door for
Open the door. And after opening the door, he says, "You still do that?" Yeah. I'm like, yeah, y'all better start.
Yeah.
So what I mean is
It's
it's looked down upon to really love your wife purely, beautifully, wholeheartedly, and being a faithful guy. That there is no DM my wife is going to find that is aloof. And I know right now some are like, Namanga, just have a great hiding game.
Yeah, sure.
You just know how to clear your browser history.
Sure.
I just love my wife. That's it,
bro.
And I'm given the mandate to love her and to show her exactly that. And I don't get another do-over.
No.
Honestly, I don't want to walk other paths. This is the only path I really want to walk, and that's that. So, so the friendship, like you said, bro, it becomes one of the best things that you can. There are things that in my marriage only got solved because we are friends. Had we not been friends, we would be, and I dare say, divorced.
Sure.
So friendship becomes so essential.
100s, bro.
That I remember we were driving this other time and we were mad at each other. You know when you're going on a date, but you're mad at each other. But you're going on a date, but you're mad at each other. Manjan kulume modwini. You're mad at each other.
Yeah.
Metro FM, it's a Sunday.
Sure.
Song comes on. It's Gregory Porter, which is one of my favorite artists, and Layla Hathaway on Insanity. How did you ever lose our way? You did know, Gregory. Shut up.
Not now.
Not now. Not now.
I'm trying to be angry here.
And then Layla comes in. She starts smiling. I'm like, damn. So we parked the car. The song's not over, so we parked the car. So the song says, lose your insanity. How did we ever lose our way? You guys, we must just stop playing these games before they get too far. Ingoma Mayiphela Ntwana. I don't know what was the next song. All I know is that we looked at each other, we laughed, and said, "Hey, the song has spoken. Let's be cool."
Yeah.
Date was great.
Dope.
So friendship becomes such an integral part of your relationship, of your marriage.
Yeah.
Because kids also see it, that these people are not just pushing on.
They're not just mom and dad.
Yeah, they're just putting coal in the furnace for this vehicle called house to move. But they see that no, they laugh at each other, they tease each other, they tickle each other, they chase each other. There is a sense of play, but there's a sense of appreciation. There is a playfulness in this house, and they recording just to click play when they are now 18 and above, and they can start dating to say, okay, this is exactly what I want.
I know this movie.
So if you as a parent or as a husband and wife are not friends, and you've made sure that you guys are not friends, my wife this, my wife this. Some people even have an issue when I call her by name and say, "What's up, Kia?" They're like, you must say my wife. I'm like, guys, before she became my wife, her name was Kia.
Sure.
So you fight for the friendship to also be there, because you are gonna need it in your marriage. So I love the fact that you and your wife are
dope, bro.
And I think the biggest friendship that, as you always say, she said, she gave millions to be with you.
Come on, bro. She did that.
Beautiful.
She did. Shit. I ruined that poor girl's surname. There's a clip, a reel or a short that we put out on Instagram. I forgot what it was talking about.
Yeah.
But there was a dude who came there, expressed the sentiment you just shared now. She's my wife. I'll never call her my friend. I have friends. She's not a friend. I'm like, right? Sure, dog.
Sure.
Okay, that's fair. And if your wife is fine with that, sure, dog. Right? And maybe that's your thing. But for us,
hectic. Yeah, I know.
I think friendship is an important thing. I'll throw in a caveat there and just say, for other people, you might not start off with a friendship.
Yeah.
But
true.
you can develop one in
100%.
the marriage.
Yeah.
And if you don't start with one, I would even say work hard to start one while you're in the marriage,
Yeah.
But don't neglect it.
You can't.
Don't neglect it, man. Don't think, but we have everything else.
Yeah.
We speak about finance, our sex life is regular, whatever. We've spoken about kids, or we are going to have kids, or whatever the case is, and we're going to neglect this thing. I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
Work hard at it, man.
Yeah.
Work hard to develop that thing. I've heard of many wives who struggle with husbands liking them. It's like, yeah, sure. I think my husband will take a bullet from me. And sure, in the grand scheme of things, if we speak objectively, do you want somebody to like you or take a bullet for you? Yeah, sure. Taking a bullet might, take first preference and taking a bullet. But I'm like, okay, what if there aren't any bullets that are coming? Right? There's no bullets to take.
We are South Africa in the Ukraine and war.
Yeah.
No bullets.
There's no bullets. So where's the space to like your wife?
Hectic.
Do you like her? Do you wake up thinking, like, this person is cool and I actually want to just hang out?
Man.
Me and my wife were watching Straw last night. Yeah, see. So, a friend of ours offered to babysit.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, let's go out, get home. My wife is like, I actually just want to chill. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's a form of going out, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Staying indoors.
Yeah, staying indoors.
Yeah, once you're over 30.
Yeah.
Staying in is going out.
Yes. Hundreds.
Okay, we get this is a movie Inside Out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Staying in is going out.
Let's get takeaways. Let's sit here. So we're talking about, there's a couple of things that we need to make decisions on.
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, we'll talk about the stuff while we watch something. Like there'll be something playing in the background, you know. So I'm like, let's just put on Straw. You know, everyone is talking about Straw. It's going to be in the background.
The Babimba trial. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm like, it's fine though.
Yeah.
My wife is like, no, I actually want to watch it. You know. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's pause our conversation. Let's watch Straw. So we watched the thing, man. I was finished. Like just bawling, bro. She's also.
I heard a whole lot of people were bawling. It's that good.
Yeah. So she's crying.
Sure.
And now we have to go fetch our kid afterwards. So when we get there, I'm like, these people either think we're high or drunk. Because like our eyes are red, bro. Like literally, our eyes are just red, man.
Sure.
And I was just like, man, it's anyway, the point that I'm making with that is, you know, just enjoying company with my wife. And just being able to connect, you know, and having a friendship, man, that's just like, and how she even in that moment it's just cool hanging out with you.
Bro.
It's just cool to share moments and watch something with you, you know. So now we're going through our list of things that we started watching that we didn't watch, and maybe one of us continued watching without the other one.
It's always a crime, eh?
That's a sin, bro. Cardinal sin. It's blasphemy.
I thought of the ugly.
It is blasphemy, bro.
How could you? On episode 2, I'm on episode 1.
No, it's blasphemy. Bro.
Why?
If you're not married and you're gonna get married, don't do that. Don't watch something without each other.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's gonna lead you to divorce, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just like dope hearing her speak about just how cool it is for us to be together,
bro,
you know, and just do stuff.
I like the fact that, bro, you brought it up. My wife once said, "Do you like me?" I'm like, "My sister." I said, "I love you." I mean, like is in the hierarchy of words.
Sure.
Love is above. Like is, you know. She's like, "Nah, bro, it's not the same." And I can confidently say today that I think that husbands love, and friends like.
Yep.
So I need to be able to like my wife,
man. Yeah.
And if you don't like her, bro, you can love her all you want. You can love her all you want, but if you don't like her.
Yeah. And in fact, bro, we can even distinguish the thing. You know, I think even separating the two is probably problematic.
True.
I think love without like is cold.
Yeah.
It's cold love.
It's cold.
It's duty. Right? Am I gonna provide a roof for my family?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I have to.
Yeah.
Right? But man, like providing a roof, now it's winter. Providing a roof with no gas heater does not make that thing a home. It's just shelter. Did you do the right thing? You did.
You did, yeah.
But is it a place we want to be in?
No,
we don't want to be there.
Whew.
We don't want to be there. Yeah, we want to get away from the rain, but we don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, is it a place where people want to be?
Yeah.
Right. And so like says to your wife, this is a place where I'm wanted. It's a place where
beautiful.
You know, when I walk in, man, this guy is happy.
Yeah.
This guy desires for me to be here. Yeah. This guy, you know, wants me around. Yeah. You know, it's not just we said I do, and this is the thing that I'm keeping my promise.
Got the ring, got the t-shirt,
you know
I'm good.
I mean?
No.
Yeah.
It's more than that. And I learned a lesson there that I have to just not only love her, but I need to like her.
Yeah.
And that is where the work is. That's why guys end up leaving their marriages while they're in it, by the way. Because they like something else. How they love you because you when you get in Gani corner.
You give me the status at church, you give me the status in the office.
We wear match to match. Grand.
But there's other things I like.
There's other things that I like. And that's where the work is. Men have to start doing the work in making sure that I like my wife.
Yeah.
So what is it? Also, what is it that you don't like? Because you end up going to what you like, but you didn't fix what you don't like in the house.
Yep.
And not that she was fighting you.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just unaware.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I the coffee and can't you like being served with a tray? You should have said.
Yeah.
So now you end up going elsewhere where they're serving you Infatuating a tray, teeing a tray, everything with tray, and you're like, yeah, this is where I belong. Not really, my brother. It's just that you didn't communicate
your expectations,
what you actually like.
Sure.
And now you lose a whole marriage.
Man.
Because you just didn't put the effort to like your wife.
Bro.
Come on.
Man, this is fire, bro. This is fire.
So I learned hard, bro. I was like, no, I'm gonna like my wife. I didn't know. I thought love is enough. And clearly, I think the analogy is perfect to say, get the gesita, baba. Make sure that she likes where she is. Because also, yes, she's in this marriage, but does she like being here now? Is her vision, her visions, seen? Is she moving towards what God has called her for?
Come on, bro.
Because you call her the help. And you say, no, you need to help me. But you don't realize that I can't help you unless I know better than you.
Yeah.
So if she's going to be helping me, if you help me with mathematics, excuse me, ma'am, it means you know better mathematics than me.
Yep.
So it means that you know better than me. But what am I doing to make sure that you reach where God has called you as well to be, you know? And I think it's one of the things that I said in my vows that may I honor you and help you get to where God wants you to be and never take credit for it.
Ooh. Fire, bro.
I think every single time your wife does something amazing, you want to tell the world,
yeah, umuntu wami. Umuntu kaNkulunkulu
eza kwami.
Yeah. Bakubolekile.
But may you, because men reach their dreams and they, they say, behind every successful man there's a woman. No. Can we know who the woman is?
Yes.
Can we honor the woman?
She has a name.
Can a man also stand behind the woman so that she can shine and reach her goals?
Sure.
So that she can like being in this marriage.
Come on, bro.
So that this marriage makes sense to her. It's not about you visionary.
Where you taking people?
How are you gonna look to the left and to the right before crossing the road if the neck is not there? You visionary head.
Sure. Come on, bro.
So can we make sure that she reaches every single part of what God has called her for?
Yeah.
Flawlessly, please.
Yes.
With no grudges and cries and screams. Because when you have to reach what you have to do and you have to, see your vision come through as a head, there's no kicks and screams. Support me, do this, do that. Can you do the same too? Because once you do that, then there's synergy. It's effortless. We make sure that everybody reaches that. Then the kids become amazing.
And we all win.
Then we all win, bro.
Yeah.
Then we all win.
We all win, bro.
So there's no way that can be, and I love what you said, that it can be separated from love.
No.
May they coexist.
Yeah.
Synergistically move continually and become the thing. Love her, but make sure you like her.
Like her, bro. Yeah.
And that's what friendship then does.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Cold love is boring, Joe. Inyama bandayo chayidle.
Wasezonetswine, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, you got married and then Uncle Cyril locked us down. I think we were in our 6th year.
When we got married.
When lockdown happened, yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely the Holy Spirit. So 6 years later, you sit across me. Okay, all right.
When you were in your first year.
Okay. No. Funny God, this one that we say. Hey.
So explain to us, man.
Yeah.
Get this woman, friendship has happened. You're recovering from your past scars.
Yeah.
Love is there. It makes sense. Family is happy.
Yeah.
Now you've joined the long list of siblings who are doing this thing right.
Yeah.
Uncle Cyril says,
Lockdown,
fam.
So, true story.
Yeah.
So we didn't go to honeymoon 2019. We got married 2019. We couldn't afford it.
Sure.
So as many couples.
Yeah.
Uraf.
Yeah.
Shadow yatura. But it's worth it.
That's worth it.
It's worth it. So you go through every penny to make sure, because you're doing this. Okay, maybe my thinking is I'm doing this once, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to say, baby, I wanted an upside down garden, but you didn't give me an upside down. What?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we said strictly black tie. People must come dressed up.
Yeah.
No other color. Ladies, you're
Yes.
allowed to wear white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're doing this thing once. Give it a
Sure.
theme. Diamond anchored wedding.
Now. Come on now.
Be
I saw your
clear.
invitation.
I'm fun.
I was like, this guy, you making movies, man. A bioscope to invite people.
I tried that. I'm doing this once. Once.
That was fire.
As unto the Lord, as the Bible says.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So now it's 2020.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's go to Cape Town. Yes, we book, we do everything. I kid you not, true story. On the day Cyril says, fellow citizens, fellow citizens, Magasho Njalo, we are literally sitting with our bags packed.
No way, bro.
I'm telling you.
I can tell you what the day was.
Tell me, bro.
Or the date.
Yeah.
The 21st of March.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's in Zen Lapo. We have made sure that I need to bring Nekraj Layer, Corey Henry, right?
Yeah.
So that weekend,
You're going to Cape Town.
Cape Town Jazz is happening too. So we're like, finally,
Sure.
now I can see the, and I think the lineup was really amazing. I think Laura Mvula was coming as well.
Bro.
I think Gregory was also coming there. So it was like a crazy, amazing list, right? So we're gonna have our honeymoon finally, even though it's belated. It's fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
But we'll do Cape Town Jazz and we'll go to Cape Town. Plane tickets bought. Accommodation paid, Cape Town Jazz tickets paid. Literally, he spoke at 7, I think.
7, yeah.
6 o'clock, we're paying the last day's accommodation. Literally. And a BNB, ne?
But you couldn't go to your honeymoon before. Mind you, spendile le mali.
Manje le mali seyikhona.
Seyikhona Cyril wathi.
But no.
STOL.
Yeah, Stole.
Stall.
Yeah. But I was humbled. We were like, okay, let's still fly.
Sure.
Because then we were like, but they said you can't travel between provinces. And we're gonna be there for 2 weeks.
You're gonna be stuck there.
You're gonna be stuck there. Because they said no, after 21 days. I think they gave us 20. Yeah, they said it's gonna be 21 days. Yeah.
No, from the 21st when he announced, he locked us down 5-6 days later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and then yes, we were gonna go into our first 21. Yes.
So we were like, it's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. Started canceling, going to get a refund on my tickets. Cape Town, I found it was heartbreaking. I was like, yeah, that photo of Corey Henry will haunt me forever. So lockdown happens, and now here we are looking at each other in the eyes. That's how much we've lost.
Yeah.
Some of obviously the deposit you can't get them back because you're cancelling in short notice. You're supposed to be in there the following day. Some were lenient to say, okay, we understand the lockdown, and they give you a certain percentage back and whatnot. But that then happened. But we're like, you know what? Cool. Here are lemons. Let's make lemonade and let's just be here. Sure. It was a weird time. Absolutely weird time.
Man, it's your first year of marriage.
This is my first year of marriage.
You learning your wife, you learning each other.
Bro, and it's March when this thing happens. We then decide to find out if we are pregnant. We find out that we are pregnant. I think we found out 2 days before.
Were you trying?
Left. Yeah. We wanted to have a baby quite soon. Yeah, okay. I think obviously for health reasons as well. Yeah. The younger you are, you're gonna be running around. So you better have the energy.
Play.
Yeah, you gotta play. Yeah, so you have to have the energy. So we want, but we didn't know. So we had found that out. So you can imagine that we were gonna celebrate.
So you found out in March that you're pregnant as well?
Yeah. We found out early March, I think. that we're pregnant.
Sure.
So we're like, okay, but what do we do? We're like, no, you can still fly because I mean we are pregnant. It's
Yeah.
cool. So
Okay.
it's not an issue.
Sure.
That happens. So we'll celebrate that we are, pregnant. We'll also celebrate that we are marriage and whatnot, and celebrate Cape Town Jazz Fest. Just hit one stone, all these dates, and now that is not happening,
bro.
So we looked at each other, and it was a weird time. So I'm locked out. Well, work, they say don't come on certain days. We'll send letters and whatnot. And now I have to, in and out, go to work, and it's masks and it's this. But that became a beautiful time. I think
you guys sanitize everything and plastics as
bro,
well, and eggs.
I just think that time as well was a blessing for my marriage, because I get to know my wife even better. This is a weird time. Thousands and thousands of people are getting divorced. People are complaining about being with their wives.
Yes. Because what lockdown did, lockdown said, you spend more than 8 hours away from this person.
Yeah.
And you come back, quick, you sleep.
But 4 hours when you come
wake
back.
up. Yeah. And even that 4 hours.
Interrupted.
Yeah, very, very interrupted. Yeah. Right? And then you go sleep, wake up, same routine. On holiday, you behave well because, there's no stress, blah, 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 blah. December, there's in-laws, so there's no time for us to just...
Yes.
Now, it was like 24/7.
Now you like and love. Now you like and love. Directly now, I have to look at you in the eyes.
Life.
Yeah.
You're working with a suit because you're on Zoom.
Boxers there.
When you finish this meeting, I see you walk out of the room. Normally, I'm not around because you're at work.
Yeah.
Now I see you walk out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fede?
Yeah. Eita?
Sure.
Yeah. I loved the time because I think if you really love your wife and if you really like your wife, you were glad that, okay, I don't have to now drive to work and be on the road and speak to her and check up on her and now she's in the other room. I can't wait to finish this meeting.
So I can tell her the tea now.
You know what I mean? And well, me cooking is one of the things I really like doing. So I'd make her breakfast. And my wife is pregnant, bro. So that's another ball game. Completely. But thank God, because now I'm present.
Yes.
Until my daughter was literally born.
Yeah.
I was present consistently.
Yes,
but this year is giving me carte blanche when she's having nausea. When she's having...
And you're there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my wife's pregnancy was crazy, bro. She actually lost weight because she couldn't eat anything. She even vomited water.
Wild, bro.
It was wild. It was ridiculous. To a point where I had to change cologne. Because
that's standard.
I'm fine.
That's standard.
Every single thing literally made her nauseated, but I'm there to walk that whole journey absolutely with her.
Fire, man.
And I was like, I thank God that I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm present.
Yeah,
it's not me somewhere. Yes, COVID is bad and it's tough and it's hectic and whatnot. And it was tough even, close to delivery because only one person could be there. And now is it the mom that's going to be there or me, And I was like, hey, I want to be there. It's my daughter.
It's your first child, bro.
And I'm also the, assigned doula as well. So I will be there. And
sure.
So for me, yes, that time was really horrible. A lot happened, but COVID brought us even closer.
Sure.
It brought that season brought us even closer to actually know that this is how my wife is at home.
Sure.
And this is how she behaves. This is how I behave when I'm at home.
COVID amplified what was already there.
Yeah.
So if you guys disliked each other, it amplified that.
Yes.
If you guys had issues, it exposed that.
Yes.
If you guys had a friendship and you had a deep like for each other, it
finished all the series.
Yeah. Bro, it was the best time for us.
Best time.
We even now, we're like, God, Can people not lose their jobs and lose their lives, but can we please have another lockdown?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Because that was the best time for us, bro. As a couple, we loved being together. We loved being in the house.
Yeah.
We loved seeing each other. It was just like, man, this is,
Yeah.
again, it amplified what was already there.
100%.
You know what I mean? And for us, similar to you though, but our kid turned 1 the day before the actual lockdown. You know, so 21st he announces, 24th my kid turns 1. So we can't even invite people like close family and friends to come celebrate this thing. It's just the 3 of us. So she turns 1. So we literally celebrate her first birthday in the thing. So then we are becoming a family in COVID.
My
in
gosh.
the lockdown, you know. But I mean, it's like, I can see my kid, you know, she's there all the time.
Yeah.
I don't need to wait. Because I remember when my daughter was born,
Yeah.
you know, wife is crying, daughter's crying. And my daughter's so chill till today.
Sure.
When she was born, she slept. You know?
Yeah.
But we didn't realize that my wife was struggling with breastfeeding, you know? So it was tough for her.
Postpartum, guys.
Man. Fana. So she's struggling with breastfeeding, but she doesn't know that. So first baby, you know, and
the baby's not latching.
No, she just doesn't have any milk.
That's my wife.
She just doesn't have any milk, bro. But we don't know that.
Hardest thing, yeah.
Yeah, and the nurses are like, man, put her. And my wife is putting mouths, doing stuff, you know. My kid is just like, man, I'm here.
I'm hungry,
but
guys.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
We don't know that, dog, you know. So it takes a couple of tries, and then eventually we figure out, okay, my wife is, she can't.
Yeah.
And that's on its own. It's just crushing.
Bro.
For a woman.
Tell me.
That on its own.
Tell me about it.
Devastating.
Sure.
Bro. You know, it's like, man, like, one, giving birth is supposed to be a thing that most women can do.
Yeah.
So I can understand women who struggle with infertility. But you don't struggle with that.
Yeah.
The baby's here.
Yeah. There's no milk.
Your boobies are supposed to do what normal boobies are spent to do.
Telling my story as it is, bro.
Man.
Baba ngazi ngegama kusho.
Yeah.
Mangene babysitting manje ngizothenga ubisi.
Ubisi, yeah.
Yeah. Because and now your wife is like, my boobs are even sore.
They sore.
There's no milk. That was tough. Bro, that was tough.
That thing was rough.
Bro. I know that was tough. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You discover the solution, you discover the issue rather, and then you come up with a solution. Obviously, you're going to give her milk. Nah?
Yeah.
Man's mind? Okay, now the issue's done. It's grand.
Yeah, we move on.
No. Bro, now we have to walk through the fact that she has to come to terms with, I can't do what's natural to my species. I can't do it.
And now she's reading even articles that say that breastfeed babies are much more smarter than...
Yeah. Now, so we worried about this one. Being a Popeye now.
Okay, should we give you all the books now? We'll be ahead, yeah?
Bro.
Sure, yeah, no.
But for us, I think COVID helped kind of iron those things out. Because I remember before COVID, kid is born, go back to work, come back with this breastfeeding stuff. And my wife is screaming, my daughter's screaming. You come in the house, you're like, who do I rescue first?
Yeah. If the plane was crashing.
Yeah, who do I drag first? Who do I give the mask to first? Because I'm like, my wife is out of her mind screaming. This chick, I'm like, bro, you just came into the world yesterday.
You know nothing.
You know nothing. So then I'm like, okay, priorities. You have to go to the wife.
Yeah.
She's priority, dog. Yeah. And I'm like, even though this one won't even remember this moment.
100%.
But this is training for us as well, right? To say, even when this little one recognizes who we are and who she is in the world, she needs to know that mom comes first all the time, right? So I go to her and I'm like, dog, obviously the kid is, but I'm going to check on you first. Yeah. That you find, and together we can agree to release me to go take care of this one so that you can look after yourself, right?
Yeah.
Fist bump, I'm here. So if she's screaming at 110, at least it goes down to 100.
Yeah.
Then she gives me leeway to go now take this one, you know, deal with her, etc., etc., etc. And I was just like, man, that's hard. Sure. And I don't know how long the screaming has been going on. It's probably been the whole day.
Oh.
Fast forward to COVID, man, like we together, we can solve the issue now. because we're together in the house. And for us, it's like, man, this is heaven. I don't want to go back to work. Like, I just want to be paid to be a husband and a dad, dog. Like, I don't want to go back to work, bro.
You want to be a husband?
Yes. Right? Pay me to manage my house, right? Like, please, I need miracle money right now. Because that was for us, that was heaven, bro.
Sure.
Because then we could see our kid grow.
Yeah.
See her develop.
Yeah.
We together, I'm like, man, the 8 hours we spent away from it, it's here.
True,
It's
bro.
here, dog. We can wrap up work quick, just do life. And tomorrow we wake up, do work, but we together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, COVID truly accentuated what was there.
Yeah.
And that's why it was easy for a lot of people to divorce.
Yeah.
Because the cracks were there.
Yeah.
And this thing just opened it wide. You know, I actually don't like you. And now that I'm seeing your face 24/7, I can't hide now. I could hide behind corporate SA.
Yeah.
Now I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no building that you're in. Baby, wait, there's a call coming in. Can I call you later?
Yeah.
I'm here.
They vacuuming in the office, baby. I'll call you later. No, I can not vacuum. See too.
I think COVID did that. And there's a big brother. I won't call him my friend because he's quite older than us, called Bonganlanga from Swaziland. He once ministered a message, and he was just teaching us about relationships. And one of the things that he said, Black, is you'd rather leave when engaged than to walk into a marriage and marry the wrong person that you clearly see that is wrong. Just getting married because abangani bami bashadile and it's a thing. Rather end it at engagement.
Yeah.
Because it's only a promise that you're breaking.
Yeah.
Than to break a covenant.
Sure.
So what COVID did, rescued so many other people. So you would have said 60 years in this marriage, and this man did not love you, or this woman did not love you. Because this is the person that you actually married to. You know, when people retire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we're now left with.
Yeah.
COVID setup. So, do you make me tea? No, I'm phone. Okay.
COVID fast forward retirement, bro.
Okay. Next topic. That's it. A fast forwarded retirement. It showed you who he is 60 years from now. Or who she is 60 years from now. Quickly. And if you had the best time in your life, then you know.
So we were experiencing what our marriages are potentially going to be now. And we experienced that, bro.
And what you said when you said that you went to your wife first before the baby, the thing is, in the altar of covenant, you are in covenant with her.
With her, bro.
And when mom is cool, baby will be cool,
bro. Yeah. I mean, it's your story. It's your story. Your dad loved your mom hard.
Yeah. Baby
cool.
can cry and soothe herself to sleep.
Yes.
Baby will get to where the body now can't take it anymore.
Yes.
But mom is processing that this is happening. I loved this child when they were in my belly. I did everything right. I slept enough. I drank the water. I left the coke.
Man, yeah.
I did every single thing that I was. I walked.
Yeah.
I exercised. I made sure that baby comes in, and now I can't feed baby. I thought that is something small. We can find. No, it's big.
It's massive,
but
bro.
she's processing those things, and the only person that can come and say, "Hey, it's you."
It's you, man.
And when you make sure that she's fine, then baby is, gonna be fine. Definitely. So COVID really, literally, bro, it showed me so much about me. I don't think that I've cooked as many dishes and different dishes as I did during that time, because serving my wife is also one of the things that I think I'm privileged to do.
Yeah, that's good.
And Black, I am not buying face, even when I bring her tea or even water tray.
Come on, bro.
To a point where our daughter now is doing it.
Yeah.
It's a service, because I understand that this is a queen that in her heart, the castle of her heart allowed me to be king. I can't serve her any less of a. I have to honor her right now here Life.
Mm.
They put it for future. Maybe one day. One day when? My
When?
brother?
One day, bro.
When?
Mm.
You know, that day may not come. Your wife might just completely shut down and gone. You have to bury her.
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
Now you're living with could have.
Regret.
So COVID literally, bro. At that time, I realized that all I have is this, and anyways.
Yeah.
Let me just do the best that I can, and not in a bad way, but to say, when I say anyways, I mean this is who I want to be with here, and I want to be there with her. So when she has sore feet and back pains, and I was there,
It's good, bro.
it just enhanced, like you said.
Man, fire, bro. Fire. Man, we need more dudes to do what you're doing, brother.
Yeah. Now we do. We do.
Yeah. We need more dudes to do what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
And for wives to feel loved, not only feel it but know it, experience it, live in it.
Yeah.
You know, the way you loving your wife. Man, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. 6 years later, what are you learning? What have you learned?
Sure.
Yeah, what are the next 6 years looking
like? Once again, from my vows, I said I will honor even her mom because she loved her from eternity. And now I vow to love her to eternity. I don't think that it's wise for us as guys to walk into marriage and not have eternity in our prefrontal cortex.
Yes, cortex.
Cortex.
Yeah.
Consistently thinking about this is forever.
Yes.
This is for forever.
Yes.
I want to love her until I hit the ground.
Come on, bro.
Right? And I know it's cliche, Blake. It's cliche. People take this thing for granted. But it is a commandment that you're given if you're going to walk into this institution.
Yeah.
This is the institution where you are given the qualification before you can actually walk the journey.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it, it means you were never worthy of it. But you were given the benefit of the doubt because you can't decide.
Sure.
So I think mine is to in the next 6 years make sure that and I'm just saying the 6 years because we're on 6 now.
Yeah.
To see more of what God has put in her.
Sure.
And the things that God has changed in her to accept those too. Because they do change. I can't be loving my wife in the level of a caterpillar when she's a butterfly.
Come on, bro.
So I need to be able to notice and recognize that she's no longer a worm, nor a caterpillar anymore. Because if you think about it, a worm had movement, but not so much, but it had movement.
Yeah.
So you loved her like that, but when she was a caterpillar, now she was kind of steady. Like, my wife is perfect, man.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't need anything.
Yeah,
figure. Peggy went
right,
in. Yeah, and the house is clean.
Sure.
Yeah, I love my wife.
Yeah.
And then she finds new passions and she can't do those things anymore. And you think, so mine is to shift with her change and to recognize it intentionally. So, so baby, what you don't like blue anymore. You like black.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's buy black linen. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I need to love you at the level that you are changing as well.
That's dope, bro.
And not only for what I want. So I don't want more babies. I have one child. God had one, Nguba and me. Trying to have more.
Yeah. That's what I say. The Sunday school song says Father Abraham had many sons. It doesn't say Father God.
So yeah, probably will grow the family. That's my excuse to say
Yeah.
Jesus is the only son.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Adam had 2 sons and the other one killed the other.
You see?
So I'm having one kid to prevent murder, man. I'm preventing death here.
Yeah. Please help me here.
Yeah.
So yes, we may be growing the family, but I think to live in the purpose that God has called us for,
Sure.
and to give this institution called marriage, love, friendship, connection, and raising kids dignity that it deserves.
Yes.
We can't be raising godly children in ungodly homes. So abantwana bethu sibafake kids zone.
Yeah.
And we hope that they know the word. But you don't even have the God app on your phone.
When?
It's new YouTube Kids pay. The other day I called myself out, bro. I'm like, why don't I have a God app that has sermons, that has what?
Sure.
But you go to their iPads, and I'm looking forward to that. It was just, I think it was last week when I was fighting with my daughter, and I was saying to her, we're watching Jesus now. No, I don't want to watch Jesus. I'm like, no, you have to watch Jesus. She was mad and she left, and she never watched it. And about odd Wednesday, she said, Daddy, I'm watching Jesus first, okay? Like, okay, cool. She watches that. And she says, you see, then after this, I'm going to watch Jesus again. Then I can watch what I want. I'm like, perfect. So I'm looking forward to be raising her, literally in what God has given us.
Sure.
The rules, maybe not rules, but instructions and just the the format that God wants us to actually have in raising. So I want to raise her really well with my wife. I'm looking forward to learning more. And doing more.
Sure.
Growing the business, photography business as well. Just making sure that you don't just capture obvious moments, but pause moments that will speak about Christ.
Sure.
Or that will make somebody want to know who Christ is more than anything. I was at the ICANN conference with Sox and States. Yeah. Brilliant guys. And got a privilege to snap, take photos there, and those moments when you pause, that's Siba Mkhwebi's moment. May it be a volume. They say a picture says 1,000 words. Finally, guys, can we put a Bible in there so that it changes people's lives? I don't want to be mediocre. I'm tired of that.
Yeah,
of being average and mediocre.
No.
I think the world is waiting for you to rearrange the alphabets in a certain way for them to hear it. We all have 26 of them, but can I speak words that are going to change people's lives?
Yeah, it's good, bro.
I'm looking forward to speaking more and writing more and thinking more, and just changing people's lives as far as I can.
Stop, bro.
Because I think that's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
That Matthew 28:19 speaks about, and if we're not going to make disciples, our life is a bit rough. So may even with the husband podcast, man, maybe I must give you the props that you're doing such a great work.
Thanks, bro.
Speaking to men and giving them the actual platform to be heard, and not only that, but for them to do better, as you say, and to change. Men have to change. We gotta change.
We have to, bro.
And so we consistently have to make sure that we're not silent.
Yeah.
And if I can be a vessel, black, even if it's picking up papers, during the beans and bonds, I'm gonna do that if it's going to minister to, these guys are so clean.
Come on, bro.
And that's sufficient. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I think in the next coming years, it's to just gain more knowledge, know more, and do better in every single sphere of my life. Yeah. That's
fine, man.
And may God just increase you, bro, and the podcast.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fire, man. I'm gonna end off with two things. One, the shock that hits a lot of husbands.
Yeah.
It's that process you described of your wife moving from a worm to a caterpillar to a butterfly. If you're not aware that process is inevitable, don't get married. Don't do it. Your wife is going to change.
She's gonna change.
She's meant to change, just like you.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to adjust your choosing, because life is choosing. When I say I love you and when I say I do or I will at the altar, I'm committing to constantly choosing you as you change.
Yeah.
Right. And so change smacks husbands in the face, because we like things to just stay the same, you know. This guy has been drinking his coffee since he was 13 the same way. Yeah, he doesn't, you know.
Coffee latte. Boy.
Still has the same chinos. Doesn't want no mess.
Yeah.
You know? And then he thinks his wife is a pair of chinos that are not gonna change.
Yeah.
But she's not that.
Yeah.
You know, she's becoming a butterfly, and be ready
Yeah.
to move wherever that butterfly goes.
Yeah.
So that she can spread her wings and be as pretty and beautiful as she was meant to be.
Sure.
So be aware of that. And then the last thing, man, shout outs to you, bro. Shout outs to you just for all the gems that you've blessed us with. And pray that you would continue to love your wife in front of your daughter. She'll become, a model citizen purely from how you love her mom in front of her. So we pray for that, man, and we pray for many more households like yours, for dudes to manage their households in ways that will be beneficial. So thanks for that, bro. And you brought gifts.
You say you don't come to a king without a gift.
Hey, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Now. Man, guys, don't be haters. It's one of Deb's buttons, bro.
Yeah, man.
Bro, you came bearing gifts. This is fire, by the way.
It's a pleasure, bro. Pleasure.
And it's hot. I wore it same time. Quick rundown, bro. What is this?
Man.
How can people find it?
Yeah. So I've got an Instagram page called That Button.
Yeah.
So I make these out of buttons.
Sure.
And I think, the first thing that I got when I went through my mother's jewelry, I was going to some event, found buttons because I wanted to put something on my jacket, and there was nothing. A brochure looked very feminine. I was like, nah, I can't do that.
Sure.
So I found buttons, and ngobuma wangfundisa how to sew, you know. So I took those and I put the first one and I sewed it, and it looks cool, but it looks empty. Then I found 2 other buttons and I put on top of that. And okay, cool. Sew that and it looked dope. So did that and went, and people wanted that.
Sure.
And I decided, okay, maybe people kind of like this. Started making those. And they looked dope and people really loved them.
Sure.
To a point where at church, was a sisters conference. They actually requested me to make, I think, over 400 of them for the ladies' conference.
Sure.
It was a gift from the church to the ladies.
Sure.
So made those for them. We've got an article on Destiny Man as well about it, because it was such a dope story and very odd to make lapel pins. And lapel pins usually are worn by, kings or sirs, as they call them. So I thought an African brand that uses buttons would be something really dope.
Fire, bro.
And so I use buttons to make it, or at least 3 ornaments if I can. And I keep it on 3, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And also I'm the 3rd generation of the Mphohle family.
Sure.
So that's that.
Come on, bro.
And so I thought, man, I know you love fashion. Our fashion icon Pharrell has nothing on you.
I rocked it as soon as you gave it. I was like,
so I thought I should bring I should bring a gift and say thank you, man, for inviting me, and happy Father's Day.
To you too, brother.
Man, and please continue doing the great work.
Thanks, man.
May it remind you as well that you're touching lives. You and I had a very short conversation. But through that, I'm sitting across you, and it's really an honor.
Thanks, man.
But continually, I pray that God just increases and adds more wisdom so that you can apply it with every beans and bonds. May it grow
Thanks, brother.
into stadiums full,
Sure.
because men are there and they want to do things right.
Yeah.
It's just that there's no example.
Yep.
May God make this, men's podcast in Africa biggest, become the best in the world.
Thanks,
and may men come,
Hmm.
because when men pray,
Man.
and when men are aligned,
Man.
finally we will, speak to truth to power, as they say.
Yeah. Bro?
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Sure.
You've redeemed the name Debza.
I have. Lord of the Rings.
If you know, you know. If you don't, forget about it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was certainly an incredible episode. A lot of things that we spoke about. Again, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments, share what you think. There might be things that you want us to double tap on, things you want to push back on, and just things that came out that really stand out for you, man. Please do share that with us. But share this episode as well with other people. Let's change this country with one episode at a time through one husband who's failing forward, who's showing up and really wanting to take the call over his life very seriously. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you're updated with every single episode we drop. Every Wednesday at 11:30. For me and the team here, we'll see you next week Wednesday. All right. Peace.